2025 to order. And the only item is to review, discuss, consider letter to Army Corps of Engineers in regards to the Ellis property, potential executive session to consider matters involving or affecting the purchase, sale, or lease of property, advanced construction, planning, the investment of public funds, or other matters involving commercial competition, which, if made public, might adversely affect the financial or other interests of the state or any political subdivision.
Motion to go into executive session to discuss.
Motion to go into executive session. Any discussion? Is there really a need to?
I don't know what all they're going to discuss, and I just want to make sure that anything pops up that we're not going to go, oh, we didn't want that out yet.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Are we inviting people into executive
That's a good point.
And are we doing?
Everybody from,
As stated on the agenda.
yeah, CEC
Okay, so we'll amend that.
and Michelle.
Got it.
Okay.
Any? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, now. Oh, do we have, by any chance? I have no agenda, but
I don't either.
so. Well, we can get started. I'll go ahead and call the Harrison County Commission meeting for Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. If you will rise and join us in the invocation of the pledge, please.
Father, thank you for this day. I thank you for this time of the year. What a true God you are to give us seasons, not only seasons of the outdoors, Lord, but in our minds where we turn the page and we move forward and we're able to reflect back on your mercy and your kindness from the beginning of time that you've bestowed on us. Let us bestow that on one another as individuals, as friends, and even family. In Jesus' precious name, we pray all these things. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at 10:05, we have an estate hearing to accept a copy of a will for Betty Nutter. Kim, you wanna? That's not the right time. Just explain to us how we got here.
My mother ended up with dementia several years ago, and I had to put her in a nursing home and tried to go through the house, tried to get her to remember what she had done with her will. Couldn't find it. She had no idea. So I remember back in, I think it's 2015, 16, she had an attorney here in Clarksburg do it. So that's the last one. And I've never known her to change it from that point on.
I loved your mother.
Oh, thank you.
Both of them, your mom and dad.
Thank you.
I don't think I realized.
Oh, really?
Yeah, until I read through here. No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, get personal here, but
Yeah.
good people, poll
Yeah.
workers.
Thank you so much.
So you're here to request that you're able to probate.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions? Cause she named. You named you as the executrix.
Yes.
everything looked to be in order to meet the law. And your sister has no problem with this.
No, no.
And she, obviously, she saw, she was notified.
Make a motion that we accept a copy of the will Betty noted.
A motion to accept the copy of the will in solemn form. Is that all right if I add that? Okay. She was able to probate. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And affix the appropriate signature, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome. Welcome. At 10:10, we have a proclamation for the 50th anniversary for the public library. Okay, there you go. Whereas the Clarksburg Harrison Public Library has served as a cornerstone of learning, culture, and community engagement for generations of Harrison County residents. And whereas on December 9th, 1975, the library opened the doors of its distinctive modernist, who wrote this, the County building, this by world-renowned architect Marcel and Lucas Brewer and his associate Hamilton Smith, I can say, providing an enduring space dedicated to education, creativity, and public service. And whereas for 50 years, this building has welcomed all people, offering free access to books, technology, programs, and resources that enrich the lives of children, families, and adults throughout our region. And whereas the library has continually adapted to meet the changing needs of the community, expanding from traditional collections and story times to technology access, digital resources, and innovative new services such as a tool lending library. And whereas the Clarksburg Harrison Public Library stands as a symbol of opportunity and progress, fostering literacy, lifelong learning, and civic engagement for the people of Harrison County. And whereas this milestone is not only a celebration of the building itself, but also a recognition of the generations of staff, volunteers, friends of the library, and community supporters who have sustained and strengthened the library's mission. Now therefore be it resolved, we, the Harrison County Commission, do hereby recognize and congratulate Clarksburg Harrison Public Library on its 50th anniversary of its building on December 9th, 2025, and encourage all citizens to celebrate the library's continuing legacy of knowledge, innovation, and service. Because I remember the library was a home. So passed by the County Commission of Harrison County will continue on this third day of December 2025.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, we're just very grateful to serve the community for the past 50 years in this iconic building as a hub of literacy, lifelong learning, and community. And we're looking forward to serving another 50 years to people from birth all the way to older adults and being able to provide their educational, cultural, and recreational needs. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
You got it. Okay. 10:15. Okay, I guess I do have. Okay, thank you. We have a proclamation for the Arc of Harrison County, International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Go ahead. Add it up. Whereas the International Day of Persons with Disabilities is recognized annually on December third as a global call to promote inclusion, honor the contribution of persons with disabilities, and reaffirm our commitment to eliminating barriers in every community. And whereas individuals with disabilities strengthen Harrison County through their abilities, experiences, and leadership, enriching our workplaces, neighborhoods, and civic life. And whereas access to meaningful employment remains essential to independence, self-determination, and quality of life. And communities thrive when people of all abilities are supported in pursuing their career goals. And whereas in West Virginia, individuals with disabilities continue to encounter obstacles related to workplace accessibility, equitable hiring practices, and the availability of long-term employment supports. And whereas the West Virginia Division of Rehabilitation Services and professional organizations such as West Virginia Association of People Supporting Employment First work collaboratively to advance employment first principles, expand opportunities for competitive, integrated employment, and promote the dignity of work for all people. And whereas community organizations, including the Art of Harrison County, Job Squad, Inc., and other local providers offer individualized employment supports that help residents with disabilities gain skills, secure jobs, and contribute to the economic growth of our region. And whereas the Harrison County Commission recognizes the importance of strengthening partnerships across public agencies, private employers, and local nonprofits to ensure that people with disabilities can participate fully and equally in the workforce and in community life. Now therefore be it resolved that the Harrison County Commission hereby proclaims December 3rd, 2025 as International Day of Persons with Disabilities in Harrison County, West Virginia, and encourages all residents and employers to support inclusive hiring practices, accessible workplaces, and community engagement that honors the rights, talents, and contributions of people with disabilities. Passed by the Harrison County Commission of Harrison County, West Virginia, this third day of December 2025.
My name is Jess Williams. I'm a job coach with the Art of Harrison County. This is Dylan Martin, who's also a job coach with the Art of Harrison County. We work with a professional organization called the West Virginia Association of People Supporting Employment First to try to help with legislative and policy changes for individuals with disabilities to be able to integrate in their communities better through employment.
That's it. Well, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Public comment, number 1 on the agenda. No, this last name is Satterfield. Have a Satterfield. Wish. You want to speak, right?
I do.
Okay, okay.
Season.
I'm okay.
Long time no see.
I know, it's been a while.
It has. Last time I seen you, I think we were on the basketball court together.
That's so wild. A couple of years ago.
Yeah, several years ago. So, I am Deneen Satterfield. I'm the town clerk for, the town of Lumberport. I'm here on behalf, to speak to the commission today about granting us a few dollars, and I'm speaking on behalf of, Mayor Lexi Mayfield because she feels like the more she speaks, she's going to lose her voice because she's got a slight sore throat. So I do have some packages for you if I may bring them and you guys can look these over as we're discussing this, if you wouldn't mind. I'll just give you a few minutes if you just want to flip through the packages. Susan, that's up to you. Or we can just get
Tell,
down.
you just
Get
tell
down
us your
to
story.
get down to brass tacks, okay, so to speak. The Town of Lumpurport is seeking a grant from the Harrison County Commission in the amount of $52,000. The reason we're requesting this grant is because our main sewage pipes are corroded. And you can see from the pictures, we are very concerned that they are going to break. So we have an estimate in there for the pipes from Precision Pipes to fix those for us. So you can see that estimate. And we also, our backup generator for the sewage plant as well is out of commission. And there's also an estimate in there from Souls Electric to replace those pipes. So if we don't replace our sewage pipes at the main sewage plant on Roosevelt Road, it's going to flood our city. So it's a health hazard. And we that's why we're requesting this grant for these two things. A power generator that we need fixed is a backup generator. So when the power goes down, it's just like a Generac that some of us have in our homes. When the power goes down, it'll kick in. It'll recognize and kick in and keep the sewage plant up and running. So I've included, I'm not going to go through all this that I wrote. I know that the commission loaned us $180,000 in 2024 to fix the pipes. Now they're corroded and they need replaced. And that's what why we're seeking this grant. In addition to the two estimates that we have in there, we're asking for a little extra money because we're concerned that we may or may not have complications when we go in to do the replacement for the pipes at the main sewage plant. And we also need money for the septic tanks because we're going to have to pump out that sewage as we replace the pipes down in the pit. So, and then the generator, again, it's a backup generator to keep the sewage flowing. So again, it won't flood the city. So, and I've included our finances in there. Those were as of September 30th, last quarter. And then you can see we have included attachments in there, the pictures for the corroded pipes, so you can get an idea and a feel for what we're up against. So.
Did they fill out a funding request?
They are actually number 13 on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said, you want me now, Susan?
Well, I didn't.
I
That's
didn't
okay.
realize until she was already.
Okay.
That's okay. Are there any questions?
I don't have.
I think most of it's pretty well self-explanatory. Like I said, we're seeking more money because they're just estimates and quotes, and we're concerned that we're going to run into complications and need a little extra money for it. I'd rather us have a little bit too much money than not have enough to get this done because, again, I don't think our citizens want the streets that they will flood within 90 minutes if the pipe bursts.
You mentioned that you got $100 and some thousand from the commission before.
In 2024, there was a loan of $180,000 to Susan, and
Was that supposed to take care of these pipes?
It was just to fix them. It just
now
was a
they're corroded?
Band-Aid. Now they are corroded and in really bad shape and they need replaced.
Okay.
And it's costly to do this. And there's only certain companies we can turn to, vendors that are even willing to do this for us. That's why we Precision.
That's the only question I have. Okay. Guess we'll pick it up later on in the
I
agenda.
appreciate it. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you, commissioners.
Okay, Mr. Oldfield. Must be something wrong with the roof.
Good morning, commissioners and everyone present. Nice to be here. And I just want to tell the county administrator, I think the room looks lovely. Great job. Really looks nice. Staff did it all. It looks good, especially sitting out here and looking forward. I'm here today on behalf of the Harrison County Senior Center. As you know, I am board president and you all are deliberating at this time on the levy. And I know there are a lot of requests in terms of levy money. More groups seem to want a piece of the pie, so to speak. But I did want to raise the issue that if at all possible, I'm humbly requesting that if there be an increase in our funding. And that the reasons being that we all know in this room, it costs more and more these days to keep our home going, paying for groceries, the utilities. It also impacts the senior center the same way. Now, this week is, and I'm going to hold up the newspaper here, Damien. There's a headline, December 1 to 3, West Virginia program urges family conversations on older driver safety. And what is happening is the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program urges families to speak with their older loved ones about driving. And there is a time that if we live long enough, I'm sure we'll all have to turn over our keys. And that's a sad day for seniors. I've seen it happen. But in the West Virginia alone, I checked the statistics. We have like 21% of those 65 and older. And from 2019 to 2023, there were 329 fatal crashes involving a driver 65 years older in West Virginia, and accounting for 27% of the total state's fatal crashes. So what I'm getting at and going to is I spoke with a senior down in the lobby who's decorating about, well, what happens then when the seniors get their keys taken away? That's where the senior center comes in. That's where our transportation services are so vital to our seniors. We get them to doctor's appointments, grocery shopping, and it's critical to keep them in their homes and keep them active. And that is, transportation is our number one request for service at the senior center. We have a fleet of 7 vans. The highest, and Commissioner Thomas is on our board. We hear from our director, and keeping tires, keeping the maintenance. We know our vans will go up in the hollers to pick up our seniors, to get them to the doctor's appointments. So there's a wear and tear on our vehicles. So that's not cheap to get those repairs done. And that's why I'm here today. When you're thinking about deliberations, that's one of the things that we provide that's critical. And we don't get all grant money for transportation. So the levy has helped us provide the services. And on a final note, I just want to say this Friday, Winterfest parade, Clarksburg parade. I know you all have been invited. Your lineup spot is over by the fire department on 6th Street. So I hope you can make it. And we'll step off at 6 o'clock. All right. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak publicly? Okay, hearing none, we will move to number 2, consent agenda. What's the pleasure? Motion to approve consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 3, payroll change notices A through I.
Motion to approve and exclude F and H3.
Okay, the motion is to approve but exclude F and H. Okay. Is there any discussion?
I can be taken off there as well. That was just a placeholder. And it should be on next week's agenda, not this one.
And take I off, or just move it to next week?
Just move it to next week.
I'd like to discuss G. I would like to have it removed.
Why would you get it?
I don't think it's needed at this time, and I'm looking at the cost. I think that when I take the salary and then I take what the benefits are and the percentage of our budget, it doesn't, fit at this point. I'm not saying down the road, can't look at it, but at this point in time, I think we have new hire and our existing hire that can handle getting our programs, what we want to do started, and when we know what we want, then we would come back and look at this, but I think one is too expensive at this point in the game. And I don't think it's needed this time.
Also, our new director to hit the ground running. Build new staff and blend in the old and do what we want in Park and Recreation. We decided to take over Park and Recreation as a commission. And so it's just, and this is downloaded. We can move forward and see what we can do to, the further acquisition of property potentially. Hit the ground running.
Well,
Right,
I'm not saying that that's not the case, Patsy, but it's a very expensive hire.
I think we need to give the new person a chance to come in and take a look at Parks and Rec and see what is needed and come back to the commission and let us know. And I'm just a little confused. The closing for this, the advertisement, the closing to apply was just Monday. And I understand we have other people that have applied. And I don't know that any interviews took place. That's a concern to me. So.
And just off topic, as a commission, when we keep handing out these salaries, I don't think we're taking a hard look at our actual cost. And I looked at what these three, as far as what it's going to affect. And it's just not the base salary. I mean, some of this is running up to almost another $10,000 or $12,000 in our cost on benefits. So it's just not hiring somebody for 60,000, you're hiring somebody for almost 75,000. And when we only have a $900,000 budget, that's a big ding into a $900,000 budget. And we add this person and we're adding over $300,000 just in line item salaries on the $900,000 budget. And I think that it needs to step back and we got to evaluate that. Because that's a big chunk of the budget. So I'm fine with not doing anything with H, F, but I think G needs to be added to that at this time.
Yeah. Okay, well, all in favor of current motion, which is all of the payroll change notices except for G, and put I back on for next year or next week. Correct? That's the motion.
The motion, okay, yeah.
Okay.
All
All,
the motion here.
I believe you wanted all but
F and H.
F and H. You want A, B, C, D, E, and G,
Yeah,
and take off F and H.
Can somebody explain E to me?
yeah.
That is the retainer that we pay to that individual every year from the prosecutor's office. You said E, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, every year we do that.
So is that a contract that prosecuting attorney enters into or the commission?
It's,
It's C.
It
Serves
would
as
be
a
more-
special prosecutor, I believe, is what
yeah,
the
it's
position
for her.
is.
So I'll defer to legal. Is this something that we have to approve if it's already in their budget, or it's not an employee or a contractual person of ours? Why would we approve this?
Well, I haven't seen the contracts. number one, but it does seem like it's already been approved because there's a contract in place, so it's really just a formality.
But it's not coming out of our budget, correct?
That plus,
Correct, prosecutor.
Okay. Because the rest of these technically come out of our budget, that's why I'm asking.
Any further?
No, ma'am,
discussion?
that's the only other question I had.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
No. Okay, do we need to,
Make a motion to do A, B, C, D, E for payroll change notices.
to approve those?
Yes, ma'am.
Motion is to approve A, B, C, D, and E.
I don't know why we're doing E, but
All in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 4, minutes and or amended minutes of previous meetings, A and B, November 12th and 19th. What's the pleasure?
move to approve minutes A and B as presented.
Motion to approve number 4, A and B as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 5, requisitions, purchase orders, invoices, A through C. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve A, B, and C.
Motion to approve 5A, B, and C. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 6, exoneration corrective tickets, joint property applications. We have all three it appears, A, B, and C. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve 6A, B, and C.
Motion to approve 6A, B, and C. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 7, consideration of approval of a project fund requisition for the payment of costs associated with the project to be financed from proceeds of the Series 2019 bonds issued for the Charles Point Economic Opportunity Development District Series 2021 A and B Development District Number 3, White Oaks Project Number 2, and Series 2008A Charles Point Project Number 2, Northland Bay Improvements, A through E. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve 7A, B, C, D, and E.
Motion to approve number 7, A, B, C, D, and E. Is there any discussion?
Yes, ma'am. In the future, can we split these out so that when you just look at it, you know, you're doing Charles Point. When you look at it, you're just looking at White Oaks instead of combining them. Can we split those?
You want a separate
Yeah,
item for each
please. Split for each into
tip?
TIF.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 8, review, discuss, consider distributing opioid funds in the amount of $306,151,000.10.
So Madam President, we did put it out, like it was requested to tell people that we were accepting applications or requesting information if they wanted some of the opioid funds. In your packet, you'll see the spreadsheet that Michelle did before, along with we have here at Haven Child Advocacy Center that has put in information. And with the other one was a Teen Challenge.
It's a copy of the spreadsheet that I presented to the commissioners at the last meeting.
Sir, I never got a copy of that spreadsheet that you did.
Michelle doesn't have that.
No, I'm not ready to make a decision today. But that's just me. So.
Patsy, is there anybody that needs funding right now? Patsy,
Um. I don't think it's ever, that it's not me.
well, I understand that, but I mean, if somebody's between a rock and a hard spot till we get this done, if there's something that we can do, then
When do we receive this money, Madam Administrator?
I don't remember the exact date. We've had it in the account for months.
do you have that sheet?
I think you didn't save it. I think I asked you for it and you said you hadn't saved it or something. I don't have it.
I apologize. I thought I got that to everybody where we kind of kicked around at that last time we discussed it and had numbers.
I did the spreadsheet of what we received of
Yeah,
report.
and then I added a line
Yeah,
on how much they hadn't spent, which isn't, you have that balance here. And we came up with, we had about 60,000, 70,000 that we weren't committing because with that time, we weren't gonna get a public defender money again. I apologize to my two commissioners. I thought I got that to you guys.
I had it, I reviewed it and I had some questions. That's.
Okay, well, I thought
And
I
don't
gave
have it with me.
everybody a copy of it,
It's here at home,
so.
but I was waiting for these others to come in.
We've only got the one request, new request.
Yeah, the teen challenge, I believe, was there before, and we got the one from Child Advocacy Center.
See the teen challenge.
I mean, I don't have an issue trying to work this out between now and the next meeting.
Okay.
I think we need something in front of us. Figure out what we're doing or have a session, figure it out.
Okay, Patsy, how do you feel next meeting?
David, like I said the last time, you guys set for next meeting, I'll work with you.
But I'm asking, is it okay to do a 30-minute work session beforehand to work this out so we can get it approved?
Like I said the last time, this was on the agenda, I'll work for you.
Okay. So I'm trying to make a motion that we bring this back the next meeting, but have a 30-minute work session for us to finalize what each one of us thinks
Prior to the meeting, correct?
prior to the meeting. If that's okay.
Okay. So we're gonna bring this back on and have a meeting at 9:30.
Yes, ma'am.
Discuss. Okay. No action to be taken on 8 at this time. Number 9, review, discuss, consider budget revisions for the assessor for fiscal year 2025-2026.
Move to approve budget revisions for assessor for 2025-2026.
Okay, motion to approve the budget revisions for the assessor for fiscal year 2025 and 2026 as he presented. Can I add that in there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 10, review, discuss, consider budget revisions for the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget for the tax office.
Move to approve budget revisions for tax office fiscal year 2025-2026 budget.
Motion to approve the budget revisions for the fiscal year 2025-2026 for the tax office as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 11, review, discuss, consider order of the county commission which would reappoint members to the Charles Point Community Enhancement District Theodore Lopez and Michael Romano for the term from July 1, 2025 to June 30, 2030. What's the pleasure?
Motion to reappoint.
Motion to reappoint both individuals
Yes, ma'am.
to the Charles Point Community Enhancement District Board. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 12, review, discuss, consider allowing McKinley to create a 3D model of the courthouse and first floor annex using Revit, a building information modeling software. This will create precision drawings to identify potential issues between various buildings, plumbing, electrical, mechanical, and analyze potential risks and hazards. I just have a question. I saw something that there's some video. Was that this? And they're gonna do a report about it, or is this another test
So
or another?
this is for,
study?
I don't think they're going to do this on every floor because every floor will not have construction or things moving around. But for the floors that will be affected, this is the best way to see where the utilities
Know
are.
that they're gonna be affected at all. Are we doing construction over there?
Hypothetically, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean,
Curious.
I think it will depend on what the commission's decision is as to what departments, where they go and how, if offices need to be created where there are not enough offices now or
We're
that
not
type of
gonna
thing.
look at all the floor, all the empty spaces.
We are, but
Of
like,
course,
I
there's not
think,
that much left, but.
I want to say that like the third floor, I don't think anything will happen with the third floor because that's the prosecuting attorney's, entire floor, for example.
I could say so.
So,
But I guess my question, Susan, is if this, is anybody here to speak for them? If this was to give us a true map of where the utilities like electric, water, sewer, all that actually runs on each floor, might not,
How much is this gonna cost?
that's help us.
dollars, I believe it's just under $6,000.
How
Doesn't,
many floors are we doing?
I,
Cause it's just not for the whole building, both buildings.
it's for the
I
first.
don't mean to,
Yeah, I believe it's for the first floor of the annex. And I want to say first, second, fifth and sixth.
how come we're not looking at the prosecutor's office?
Well, they
How
can
come we're not looking at that floor?
because
that's why, I mean, that's why I'm saying, if they're gonna model it to tell us where the
I mean,
utilities.
basically the
went to whole
same thing
building.
took place on the second floor, and I'm not, nothing against
Right.
either office, that as did on the fifth floor or sixth floor.
and I could be mistaken. It might be for the whole building. I know that when Laura and I were on a Zoom call one time with them, we discussed that was a way to cut cost, is to potentially not have every floor done in this type of modeling, but I could be mistaken that it may be for the whole thing.
Madam President, the scope of work is for the existing courthouse and the first floor of the annex. So it would be the whole entire courthouse.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense to me if we know where all this stuff is, because right now, if you ask anybody over there, nobody can. We have no drawings, we have no clue where anything runs.
So this is gonna look in the walls and tell us where things are.
Mhm.
Okay. That's X-ray vision.
Yes.
I think especially with the aging infrastructure that we have there and like having to replace some pipes, if, for example, in Judge McCarthy's area, this will be very beneficial to our maintenance department.
Thank you.
And I just, because I didn't know as much about it, I did reach out to Paul Bump. Just as a, hey, do you know what this is? Because I talked to him about modeling before. And so that he could help me understand exactly what it did. And he thinks this type of thing is great for a building to have this type of, so.
It's one thing after another, why we can't figure out what we're doing all at one time. That's just, you're not cold, are you?
No.
Okay. I am too. Okay, sorry, couldn't help myself. So what's the pleasure on number 12?
Motion to approve and have the proper signatures affixed.
Motion to approve and affix the proper signatures. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, number 13, review, discuss, consider funding request from Lumberport. I didn't realize.
How did we handle the last one?
Well, I think it was a loan, but I'm sure it's still hanging out there.
It is,
Um,
and it was for a total, I believe the actual bill was 159,000, close to 160. We paid it directly to the vendor for the pump station, if I believe correctly.
Are there no grant funds, for something like this? Are there no grant funds somewhere? I'm just. Have you tried? Okay. So who's gonna do the work? Who's gonna replace these? Is there engineering?
It's in their capital.
Sorry, I didn't realize that this, we were gonna be making a decision on this. It's my bad. It's my bad, I'll admit it.
It's going there first. Yeah, okay.
So you all just brought Precision in and they looked at
Yes.
and gave you a price.
Yeah.
You-
Is the ones that did the work initially when those pipes were installed. And I, if you look at the photos that's in the packet, you can see the shape that this pipe's going up.
I understand that. I'm trying to decide, is this another short-term fix or is there something that we should be looking at as a long-term fix?
Still replacing the site, this should be a long-term fix.
And when we gave the last money, it was,
It was where the wastewater, the pump station, this pump, all the pumps have to be replaced. We submitted those invoices directly to the county, and the county paid it. And this is for the main sewage. Like I said, should the pipes break 27, I'm happy. Because it will collect the streets for the night. You can see not having road in our, not that shape there, that's why I'm going for the long term this and requesting. Them to be completely replaced this one, so that we don't have to go through this again and worry about our customers and the community.
Where do we propose if we were to do this, take this money from?
We take it from 026.
Is that? You take a look at that.
I guess I'm looking, Susan, where it says that they have to have back trucks on standby.
So, yes, we have to have septic trucks on standby, because when you take those pipes apart, you're gonna release sewage. So sewage has to be pumped out of the pits in order to replace those pipes.
And
It's a nasty thing, so we have to have 2 trucks to get that out of there.
And then the manhole is needing to be found prior to the job, so. Who's paying? I don't see a manhole cost.
Meaning manhole.
I don't know, it says a manhole is needed to be found prior to the job.
Oh, we've already,
You all have the manhole?
yeah. We've already taken care
And dry period means not gonna happen through the winter, or is this something that's gonna happen?
of it. This, as soon as possible.
Money's coming out of where, Laura?
We could have it come out of O26 community improvement.
How do you two feel about that?
No. I think something needs to be done. You still have issues on your water side?
Yeah, man, you're still making your own water? I thought we were.
No.
We have a water project going on at the present time. Please make any phase two.
Directors provide us with cost estimates from mine, water, on other municipalities and towns for the process. But we'll do this process in this right now, trying to decide which direction we want to go. As the cost of infrastructure for each one that we would have to work, or the other municipality or town have to cover as well.
So you're looking at an alternative? To you all doing it? Nope. Yes or no? Or you can't?
Brian, Mr. Colorado, Brian Ultimate at Pressure is the engineer working with us. And he was supposed to provide us with the figures on all three alternatives. At our council meeting Monday night, that we had yet, this usually.
But it is something you're looking at. Okay.
May I approach?
Cool. They could give them what they have left on their revolving loan and just add another 5,000, right?
Yeah, that's what's left over from what we did the last time.
So the revolving loan is just an account that the commission actually has for this kind of thing. So there's
I know.
46 entry left in that one. So I mean, you could take the bulk of it out of that one and then we out of.
But is this-
46 if you got it.
Is this all that there is in that fund?
Yes,
Okay, it's not necessarily,
it's not.
we didn't
earmarked-
set aside the,
It's not
okay,
earmarked just for that.
Okay.
That's just that.
but that would wipe that out.
It would.
Okay.
Well. I mean, I guess. And again, it's up to all of us, but Susan, I see we pay direct to Precision
Yes.
30 to 33, 325 out of. That revolving.
Another one, and then the rest.
And then the 8,475 direct to Souls
Out of
out
community
of
improvement.
community improvement and.
Heard that?
That's where we stop. As far as. That funding goes, I know it's short of the 52 they requested, but it's paying for the,
On the two things that are in there. just doing them.
yeah.
Yeah, someone will take it.
Do you need these numbers?
Hmm?
Do you need these numbers?
Basically leaving them 10,000 that they have to come up with. So that would be my motion.
So your motion is to pay the. Say that again.
From Precision, the 33,325 out of the revolving loan account that we have. And the 8457, the Souls Electric out of. What was that you said, Laura? 20.
027.
026, yeah, 026.
So that would leave them 18, right?
It's 41, 42,000 what we're
Okay.
totally paying. Close, just
You live with that?
Yeah.
I don't know you that much. Okay,
We appreciate it.
motion to take the 325 out of the revolving fund, loan fund. And the 8457.51 out of 026, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When those bills be presented
And
to us.
yes, and we will pay those. Okay, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Good luck. Number 14, review, discuss, consider executing lease with Long Ridge, West Virginia LLC, parcel tract number part of 15294. Potential executive session to consider matters involving or affecting the purchase, sale, or lease of property, advanced construction planning, the investment of public funds, or other matters involving commercial competition which, if made public, might adversely affect the financial or other interest of the state or any political subdivision.
I fell asleep twice, but you want to go into executive session? I'm okay with it from what I,
Yeah,
Right.
no, it's 16 and gross on all products.
yeah, I mean, it
Dry
was,
gas field over there. It's a development in the Comet, Maple Lake, Bridgeport Storage Field. Long Ridge is the actual entity controlling it. Diversified's doing the drilling. It does have a lot of surface protections built into this addendum because you all do own the surface there as well. That's really the only non-traditional aspect. All your surface is protected, all your water is protected. It's a Marcellus only lease and it reserves all potential future revenue streams related to other products, i.e. lithium, sulfur, whatever else.
but we still have the, what's the next layer?
At the Utica.
The Utica.
Yeah, and you got the right to go through the Marcellus to get to the Utica. You got everything else, so I recommend you.
And I'll
Move
just
on.
say thank you, Trey.
Yes,
I know you
I'll-
went through a lot. We've been back and forth, I know, with all of us and to maintain money being paid out at the wellhead and no cost, that's huge and but once it happens, I know it's already started it here before we've already got 4 legs put in and it's exciting.
Yeah, this will get drilled soon. They're
Yeah.
acquiring and permitting now for this leg and for this unit, and I think you all will start to get paid next 18 months. Pretty short window. They're going leg by leg,
Yeah.
in their process.
Good job. Okay,
Move to approve executing the lease with Long Ridge, West Virginia LLC. And for proper signatures to be affixed.
motion to approve executing the lease with Long Ridge, West Virginia LLC and affix the appropriate signatures. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Number 15, review, discuss, consider developments and discussions on Route 19 property. Before I continue, do I need to? Is there anything on this?
Commissioner Hinkle, did you want to talk about this? This is something that we talked about before, having it on the agenda.
Which one?
Number 15,
Oh, no, I think we're good on 15 right now.
so there's nothing to be discussed.
Yeah, but we would have to do, and Patsy, I understand that you've got commitments, but it would take a quick executive session.
Okay.
So if you would go into executive session so that Trey and I and all of us can work out a couple details that I did speak with people yesterday. So motion to go into executive session.
Okay, motion to go into executive session with.
Trey, Laura, and the commission.
Trey, Laura, and the commission
And for the reasons stated on
for
the
the
agenda.
reasons that are stated on the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Aye, any opposed? Motion carries.
There is no
Action to be taken
action to
on.
be taken on 15.
So we will move on to number 16. We have no pre-cost. Number 16, review, discuss, consider declaring the following properties as an emergency nuisance within the framework of the International Property Maintenance Code ordinance so that emergency measures abatement can be commenced. And we have 4 properties. A, B, C, and D.
Good morning.
What?
2 of the properties are burnt. That would be 353 New Quarters Road. That's in Meadowbrook. And the second one is 36 Chestnut Circle. That would be in Wallace. No, I'm sorry,
Chestnut Street is Enterprise.
Enterprise. The other one is 13 Parish Circle in Wallace, which is right beside the Wallace Park. There's a lot of vandalism, people coming and going.
Is that big house?
It is. It's right beside the
That
park.
thing's huge. But it's been needed to be torn down for years.
Yes.
Okay. Will we end up with it?
Well, it's just, it's
Condition of the
Park,
park.
right there,
it's right beside the park.
upside the playground, and it would be a great little parking area.
I mean,
Okay,
I can find out if they're willing to let the county have that.
okay.
And 1552 Shinston Pike, where's?
That is in Gore, right across from Mack Trucks. There's also another one right beside it. It's 1532 Shinston Pike, that I don't have everything back from that yet.
Near.
That'll be on the next agenda. They've both been abandoned for quite a while. And we have a city officer.
County.
I thought he was city. He came and see me the other day. Is he county?
Who lives near it, right?
He lives next door to it, yes.
County.
It's the one that they hit the cruiser.
Yeah, he has been the one complaining, and it has been abandoned for quite a while. And it is right next to a railroad too.
Down there.
Is this coming out of our
Yes, it will.
funds?
Yes, it will.
It's gonna be expensive.
I don't foresee that. I don't think,
Okay.
I have a package of 10 coming. And I'd probably say half of them have been burnt, so there's not a whole lot to clean up of those.
Okay.
So I don't think that it's going to be a very expensive package.
Move to approve declaring following properties as emergency nuisance. A, B, C, and D, item 16.
Motion to declare following properties as emergency nuisance, A, B, C, and D under item 16. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. You're still gonna be standing up for 17, I assume. Review, discuss, consider access and remediation letter agreement for 6757 Mount Clair Road, Mount Clair.
This house needs to be taken down. We've been asking the homeowner to take it down. She does not live there anymore. She was out of state. Her son had lived there. He trashed it. And she came in and she said, hey, I'll sign whatever I need to sign. Can you help me take it down? So she signed the agreement, and we told her that we would be putting a lien on that property, and she said, fine.
Move to approve access and remediation letter agreement for 6757 Mount Clair Road, Mount Clair.
Motion to approve the access and remediation letter agreement with, for 6757 Mount Clair Road, Mount Clair. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried.
Only thing Susan, while we have you up here is, the rail trails. I would like for your officers and the solid waste officer to do a hard up and down the trail. And I know we look at property from the road frontage, but we need to take a hard look at backyards
From the trail.
from the trail because we're making the investment in trails to bring tourism here, and I don't want tourism to be who's got the worst backyard.
Yeah, I agree.
Go out to
So-
PA Park and start there.
So we need
Yeah.
to take a hard look down our trails with both departments. And come back and give us an update on what we need to accomplish there to clear those up.
Okay.
And from one end of what north, south, east, west, however the trails go, let's we're doing it from the road, let's do it from that so-called out of sight because we can't see it from the road. And then my last one for you would be I left out of Lost Creek the other day and went through McQuarter and looked down over the hill to the right. There's a lot of issues out through there.
I know that they have been looking at a lot of houses down in there.
I was really surprised at how bad that area is diminished. So,
I want to add that the fiscal year for 2024 and 2025, we have a total of 102 houses that were taken down.
that's great. Is the state gonna continue the program?
So far, they don't have any money. They do have a little bit of money that they have gathered up from this last round that people have not spent. And we will be getting some of that, and we will be taking care of the Wallace Bank and another house over in Summit Park, on Summit Park Avenue. There's no heirs, there's nobody there to claim it at all. It's just, there's nobody left for that house.
Okay, and then I'll get off my soapbox after this one, but is planning, I'm really, when I drive around the county now, especially even around outside of city limits, I don't know what we can do, but this so-called campground, RV, whatever the words you want to describe these places is just, they're out of control. And I don't know what we can do as a commission to come up with a set of rules from, I don't care from fence, from hiding some of it, but it's just getting off the deep end, and it just looks like we're barely above third world when you drive by some of these areas and these, I don't know what we call them, campgrounds, RV parks. I think we're stretching them. I think they're more of a trailer court, but there's got to be something that we can.
It's zoning, but we don't have county.
Well, even if we don't do zoning, there has
An
to be,
ordinance?
there's got to be something that we can do because these things just keep
The only thing that we have in
popping
place,
up and they just
the only thing that
stick
we
'em
have in
everywhere.
place is in our subdivision ordinance is whenever somebody puts a new one in, then we have a say as to you have to have this, you have to have this, and they have to be so far apart. That's the only thing that we have. As
We're-
far as the ones that are existing, not a whole lot we can do.
I don't know how we can block it's a state level issue in terms of view. And they pop up right on the edge of towns because that's a convenient place to be, right?
Because they're hitting the water and the sewer.
That's right.
That's what they're doing, and I'm just, and they've done it, a lot of it over the last 5 years, and it's
And what the
And it just keeps
municipalities, I
going and going.
mean, they should have made them come in when they gave them water and sewer to those areas historically, but it's. I'll think about it.
If there's something that we can look at, or you can talk to other counties, communities,
Mhm.
so they have the same issue and how they've addressed it. I would love to hear it.
Okay.
I'm off my soapbox.
Sure.
Yep, Sam.
Number 18, review, discuss, consider rail trail up. Potential executive session pursuant to 69A 4B9 to consider matters involving or affecting the purchase, sale, or lease of property, advanced construction planning, the investment of public funds, or other matters involving commercial competition which if made public might adversely affect the financial or other interests of the state or any political subdivision.
I can go either way on this, Susan. I would like to make a motion to finally adopt a trail. That's where I want to use for it. Standards. Maintenance standards. Thrasher's gone over it. I think it'll be a living document that we'll need to adjust from time to time.
Now, it's not specifically on the agenda, but can we cover it under the rail trail? I just want to make sure.
In terms of an update, I would like to see the standards and the specs attached to
We'll give it-
to an agenda and made a specific line item. But it's a good idea though, because you want consistency across your trail.
Madam President, we do have adopting rail trail maintenance standards as a tabled item as well, so please keep that in mind. It's number
What we
3.
do,
Let's take it off the table
take it off the table.
and action. Motions.
So a motion to adopt rail trail maintenance standards.
Okay, well, let's pass a motion of taking it off
Motion to take it off,
put it on the agenda.
put it on the agenda. We can stay on where we're on update. Mr. Biller's here from Thrasher. He can give us a quick update on where things are.
Vote on this motion.
We won't.
Okay.
I'm like,
Thank you for having me today. Couple updates, the Route 19 to Reynoldsville. The mapping has been completed. The survey has been completed. We've assigned that project to a project manager, and her team is working on the project as we speak. We're looking at probably a March bid for that. We might get a little bit sooner, but we're probably looking at a March bid timeframe. We do have 2 locations that we need approval from the DOH. That could bog it down a little bit. So we've discussed maybe we separate those out and make that a contract too. And so that we can get the bulk of the work done this spring. So we'll just have to see how that goes with the DOH before we make a decision of whether or not we're going to split that out. From Mount Clair to Lost Creek, the mapping is complete, but we're still waiting on the field survey to be finished. That should be done within the next couple of weeks. That project has also been assigned to a project manager, and he feels confident in that project. It's pretty straightforward. It's a lot easier project than 19 to Reynoldsville, that he'll have that ready to go to bid in March as well. So hopefully we can bid both of them at the same time. The West Fork Bridge, we've given everything to the DOH. We're finishing the abutments, foundations, and the pier foundations. We had some problems with the piers, so we've had to go back in and reconfigure those, which we had to make sure our hydraulics, everything worked with those new pier configurations. So I've promised the DOH to have those by the end of December, I believe. And so that's what our goal is. And that should pretty well finish up the design aspects of it. Now there will be a lot of reviews done by the DOH. I anticipate them coming back and wanting a lot more information. They'll probably want to go through an extensive review process on the bridge. So we'll just have to see how that goes whenever everything is submitted to them. So I think that's all I have, unless you guys have questions.
Chad, if we ask you to give us pricing and a timeline for Northview to Spelter and from VA to Mount Clair, can you get that back to us in the next 3 or 4 weeks?
Yes.
I think, I don't have any more questions unless you do, Susan.
No. Appreciate it.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for coming.
You're welcome.
No action to be taken on 18. Oh, wait a minute. When are we doing? Did you already forget?
No, I was getting ready to say that the tabled item. Move to approve adopting rail trail maintenance standards.
Motion to approve adopting rail trail maintenance standards.
And for staff to get with Thrasher for any fine tuning.
And staff to get with Thrasher for any fine tuning. We all understand what we're doing, right? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
Thank you.
Number 19, review, discuss, consider letter to the West Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control Administration for the Clarksburg Country Club, 199 Club Drive, Clarksburg, West Virginia. See where they're gonna have another restaurant out there.
Yes, well, Madam President, we signed the letter for them before. It was operated under a different name, and it's been one a year ago since they applied for that. So they just routine, put it back on the agenda to apply for this, so they can send away for their liquor license.
So the last one was in Country Club Inc.'s name.
The last one was not in Country Club's name. It was in a different name, and that was applied for in May of 2024. So it expired. They need to have one in the past year. Thus, they updated it with this name and have presented it to us.
Yes.
So what's the pleasure on number 19?
Move to approve letter to the West Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control Administration for Clarksburg Country Club Inc.
And a fixed
And
signature.
fixed signature.
Motion to approve the letter to the West Virginia Alcohol Beverage Control Administration for the Clarksburg Country Club. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 20, review, discuss, consider travel request for Robert Leonard to go to WVCOA Winter 2025 Seminar, Flatwoods Days in Conference Center for the West Virginia Code Office Officials Association meeting. I asked when this was and didn't get an answer. I just now remember because there's no date there.
This is for travel dates are December 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Madam President.
So he's there now.
So he's coming up, but he's going back and forth.
Yes,
Where's he
sir.
staying?
No, he's going back and forth, taking the county vehicle.
Move to approve travel request for Robert Leonard from Planning Department.
Motion to approve travel request for Robert Leonard from the Planning Department. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. 21, review, discuss, consider travel request for Tracy Bodkins, Community Corrections to go to Morgantown, West Virginia, November 25th, 2025 for certification testing. Okay.
You gonna ask or am I gonna ask what certification testing for what?
think I've already asked, but didn't get an answer. It's already over.
It is, isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay. So we still have to approve it?
Yes, as formality, it still goes on the agenda.
Okay.
Quicker.
Move to approve travel completed by Tracy Watkins from Community Corrections.
Okay, motion to approve the
Completed travel.
completed travel for Tracy Botkins from Community Corrections. Any discussion, more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, any opposed? None, motion carried. Laura?
I have nothing.
Mr. Hinkle?
No, I got on my soapbox earlier, so I'm good.
I have nothing. Motion to adjourn.
Aye. Thank you all for everybody that attended.